out to claim Briggy. Hey, when did Ngozi Orabueze own Briggy? What of the survival whistle? Hey, it is high time we change this woman. Imagine him, whether he imagine her saying that Oge Nkere, Prime Minister, is not the Biafra Republic government in exile. And these people that are publishing this news, I don't know, they will just grab any news and publish without reading what they are publishing. How can they publish? How many Biafra Republic government in exile do we have? My people, do you see what I am saying? Because this woman knows that her followers will abandon her. They are all going to vanish from the surface of this earth. We have broken the chain. They can never rise again. This is what they were afraid of. But because they don't have that legitimacy, Ngozi Orabueze group has 3 names, and those names are stolen from Briggy. Briggy is also part of the name. What did she even call? United States of Biafra de facto Briggy. Very long name. Today, she has jumped out to claim Briggy. Briggy that she stood on the stage and said she has dissolved. Hey, let me just leave her, Sha. After I will tweet. So let's continue. Hey, is this how madness starts? We need to add that to the number of her patients in her clinic. Hey.
Yeah, and 2 thoughts. One thing you should understand is that the strategies that they have been using to sabotage what we are doing as a people, that has automatically stopped on that Wednesday that we elected a new prime minister. So that is why you see every one of them crying, because this time around this one is from Holy Spirit that is going to flow. So they know why they are crying. You understand? They know why they are crying, because they know what is coming to every one of them. And I want every one of them to be more prepared for what is to come, because the Biafran people are going to deal with every one of them accordingly. So if they know what is best for them at this point in time, is for them to just relax and support, or just stay away from what we are doing. We will get Biafra for them, because it takes a little, to get freedom for the multitude. So we are just telling them now, because we are not here for jokes. The people of Iran are dying today on the street of Iran. Do you understand me? The people of Venezuela are rejoicing today because their dictator was removed. And the Biafran people will also rejoice when they are being removed from what we are doing as a people. So they should be prepared, to face justice. And we are coming with a very big sledgehammer. Not be that small hammer with it. No, this one is so thank you very much. You can go ahead then, Tutor. Sorry for interjecting.
Yes, my brother. We are not here for any pere according to our MID. So all those rubbish that they did ended on Wednesday night. It can never happen again. That is the reason why they are panicking. And anyway, we don't have time for them. We have to, focus. Our Prime Minister now is very, very focused. He is acting on a legal capacity as the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Yes. You see? So, since there's nobody to pick up that question, now let's go to the matter of the day. Thank you so much, Emeka, for, filling up this gap for us. And I see X love you, so your account is very, very stable. I think this is the 4th one that we have opened. So, my people, let's look at the 9 million lobbying scandal detail. You see, I name this contract the contract that admits genocide. That's the name I gave to it, because that contract has admitted that there is genocide going on in Nigeria. That's it. So now let's look at what really happened.
Pardon me, tutors. Please check your back channel. Check your inbox.
Okay. Let me check. Hold on, give me some time. I'll be talking and checking at the same time. So The contract that they signed exposed everything. Everything. There's no hiding place for Nigeria. And whatever they are doing will be to our own favor. Now, if we believe that what Nigeria is doing will be to our own favor, what are we Biafrans doing? Are we going to stay? Okay. Are we going to fold our hands and sit down? Are we going to fold our hands and then sit down, or offload our problems to the United States of America? I'll do it, sir, please. Just give me some time. This thing is hanging. So, we have to come together, because everything that the Nigerian terrorist government is doing, they end up exposing themselves. So I'm going to, dig down into it. Every section of the contract that they signed, I will try my best, where the money comes from and why Ribadu's name is on it instead of Nigeria, and then what it reveals about the Islamic agenda. So now we saw what happened on the December 17, 2025. Toti, please continue. Let me see. I don't know why this thing is freezing. Toti, are you there?
Yeah, yes, I'm here. Tutos, I'm here.
Yeah, just 2 minutes. I want to check what is happening with my device.
All right, no problem. 1 million Simon, but I don't know maybe if we are up here on the speaker section. Please, I need a reaction from you, please. Because I'm trying to bring you up, but I don't know what is happening. 1 million Simon, are you there? Then please go down, so I will send you the mic directly to come up, please, if you can hear the sound of my voice. Huh? Yeah. All right, thank you very much. Just go down from the request section, and I will send you the mic directly to come up. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, Biafrans, we are winning. We are winning, and then this time around, there is no playing around, and then there is no stopping to what the Biafran people are doing regarding the freedom of over 80 million Biafrans. And we have been able to smoke out the Nigerian government to, as I said earlier on, to come and disgrace themselves. You understand? Because, and I want every Biafrans to just relax your mind. Don't panic. You understand? We are in the good book of the American congressmen and women, because they know that our fight is a just fight, and they don't have any other option than to save humanity, than to save the Biafran Christians and also the innocent Christians in Nigeria. And one thing that I'm guaranteeing every one of us here to understand is that we are after this diplomatic war that we're embarking with the Nigerian terrorist government in Washington, D.C., because they tagged it a diplomatic war. That was how their media termed it. There is a diplomatic war. And they have come out to recognize that, yes, they have been into a diplomatic war with the Biafran people, which the only legal and recognized government that is fighting this diplomatic battle with the Nigerian terrorist government in Washington, D.C. today is the Biafran Republic government in exile. And we all have seen the effort that our current prime minister have been putting and still putting up to today. And some misguided fellows are there criticizing him. And the question I want to ask every one of you out there that is criticizing our Prime Minister today then? Was he not the same man that was going to meet senators in the United States of America, meeting congressmen and women when our former Prime Minister was still here with us? The same pictures that our former Prime Minister was posting as evidence to the diplomatic activities that the Biafra Republic government in exile is having in Washington, D.C. That so many of you today out there that is criticizing this same man, Mazi Oge Nkere today, was still the same man that is going there to bring all those results that you are adoring, that you are cherishing, that you are applauding. Okay, just because our former Prime Minister is absent, he now turns out to be a Photoshop. But when that you're so-called, because some of you are deceivers, you claim that you love the former Prime Minister, but today you are criticizing the templates of the Prime Minister you claim that you loved. And if I ask every one of you out there to come out and tell me, has there been anything Mazi Oge Nkere has done that is not in line with the Biafran Charter and the Biafran bylaws? None of you could be able or can be able to even point out one thing that is wrong that this man has done, just because of your own selfish interest, just because of that your self-destruction that is in you. That is why you are parading falsehood against an innocent man that have so much love and respect for the Biafran people, which he has been able to prove, even in the absence of our former Prime Minister. Despite all the insults, he keeps fighting. And today, we all have seen the results. It's no longer in hiding, because the Nigerian government have now come out openly to say they are fighting against the Biafran Republic government in exile. The Biafra Republic government in exile that is currently headed by the same Mazi Oge Nkere. Is it not high time we stop all this our hypocrisy? Is it not high time we stop all the sentiment and take advantage of this opportunity that God has given to us regarding the present administration of the United States of America that is now open to liberate all the persecuted people all around the world? Is it not high time we take the advantage the way other people have taken the advantage and still taking the advantage? The Venezuelans are happy today, rebuilding their country. The Somalilanders are happy today. They have been recognized by the Israeli government. And very soon, the American government will recognize them, because the talks between them are in place currently. And our talks with the American government are in place currently. And some of you are still there antagonizing the good work of the Biafra Republic government in exile and the work that Mazi Oge Nkere started with our former Prime Minister, the Prime Minister so many of you claim that you love. He has never betrayed. He's still the one that have succeeded, sorry, that have succeeded to put the release of our Supreme Leader, also our Prime Minister, in the lips of congressmen and women like Red James. We all had it in one of their sessions in their Congress. They spoke about it. How the Nigerian terrorist government are prosecuting our leaders. Who made that possible? It's through the effort of our current Prime Minister, Mazi Oge Nkere, and our lobbyist, Mazi Elias. It's time to stop the hypocrisy. Tutors, are you there? Are you free now?
Yeah.
Are you okay? You can
Thanks.
go ahead. You're free, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You did well. I don't know what happened that it was freezing. So, Biafrans, I want to talk about the $9 million paid by the Nigerian terrorist government to their lobbyists who emerged due to the work of the Biafra Republic government in exile lobbyists. And they emerged when our prime minister now was the active prime minister. So he was able to give them woto woto. Now that he's the prime minister himself, he will give them enough woto woto, and they don't have any other option than to run away and allow us to have our freedom. So on that December 17, that was 2025, FARA, Foreign Agent Registration Act, was submitted to the United States Department of Justice, a contract that was executed between Asta Legal, which is a Kaduna-based law firm, and a DCI group, which is a Washington lobbying firm, on behalf of, listen, National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. Did you hear? On behalf of Ribadu. Take note so that when we continue, we will connect the dots. On behalf of Ribadu. Okay. Now, a lot of people get confused between the money that was paid last year, 2.7 million, and this current one. Now, let's look at what is happening. The payment for the lobbies was paid on behalf. The payment was made on behalf of Ribadu, which is the advisor on a national security or whatever they call him. But the first payment that they made last year, which is 2.7 million naira, was made by Tinubu. Let us understand the difference. It was made by Tinubu. Tinubu paid 2.7 million naira to several US public relations experts and lobbyists to do what? What was the aim of that payment? To improve his international image following the widespread coverage of alleged certificate forgery and drug trafficking scandals and all that. So these are two different payments. Now, I'm going to say it again. The 9 million that we are talking about was paid on behalf of National Security Advisor, Ribadu. But the 2.7 last year was paid by Tinubu himself. So there are no connections between these two. There are no connections, no correlation between the two. We have to get that straight first. So you could see that this money that we are going to talk about today was not paid on behalf of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. No. It was not paid on behalf of President Bola Tinubu. No. It was not paid on behalf of the Ministry of Defense. No. It was paid on behalf of Ribadu. And who is Ribadu? The National Security Advisor. To who? To Tinubu. So, let's read the contract. The exact word. Just a brief detail on it. Now, who is the client here? Asta Legal. Asta Legal. That is a Kaduna-based law firm. Kaduna. Now, on behalf of who? Ribadu. We know who Ribadu is. Now, who is the lobbying firm? DCI Group. Where do they reside? Washington, D.C. Now, let's look at the contract title here. The contract value, sorry. Lobbyist to lobby the Congress to do what? To release funds and arms. Now, let's see what they're talking about. You see, Nigeria, they know what they are doing. They are doing media propaganda. This is what I sat down because I really wanted to understand what is going on. This money was not paid now, and the second batch will be by June. So why did these people bring out this news by this time? Why did they decide to publish the news January 13? What were they waiting for? You see, I want us to know, and I believe most of us might have also researched and see what happened. They got this money. They paid upfront to these lobbyists on December 12, 2025. Now, go back to when they filed in with FARA, 17 December. So they have already received upfront payment before they went and filed it with the US Department of Justice. Are you following me? They filed in on the 17th, but these lobbies had already collected this money on December 12th. Then they came up January 13 and made it publish. They paid them 4.5 million naira, dollars in December 12, meaning that $750,000 per month from that December throughout June 2026 this year, 6 months. So by July 2026, they are going to give them the balance, which is 4.5 million US dollars. It is due by July 2026. So that makes up the total amount to be 9 million for 12 months. You see? So this transaction has been going on. Now, if they don't make it public, there's going to be problem for the Ribadu. Let me not call Nigeria Ribadu because they have signed contracts with these people. And you must stick to the rules of the engagement. These people are not useful and they can't stop the United States of America from carrying out the second airstrike if need be. Now, they received this money, yet they designated Nigeria as country of particular concern, meaning that they are not trustworthy. Two, this is my analysis. Two, on 25th December, there was an airstrike in Sokoto. What does that tell you? They are not valuable. They are not trustworthy lobbyists. Because if their lobbying strategy was effective as Briggy, there is no way they would have stopped Donald Trump from Trump's administration from designating them as CPC. And there would have been nothing like a strike in Sokoto that same month. They received the money. In fact, let's please, I don't know who has calculator, who is a mathematician. Let's see, 12th of December. Please, can anybody remember when Nigeria was designated as CPC? Let's look at the time frame. I don't know. Can anybody remember? These people got their money on the 12th of December. Please, I need help. If you can remember. They got their payment on 12th of December 2025. I remember vividly that Sokoto was bombed as a Christmas gift in December 25th, December 2025. But what I cannot recall now is the date that Nigeria was designated as CPC. I don't know if anybody can quickly check. Please, if you have the information, let us know. So now, receiving 4.5 without delivery, you are not effective. Nigeria was bombed and then they were designated as CPC.
Yeah,
Let's look at...
let me help you to this. Yeah, Nigeria was designated as a country of particular concern on October 31st, 2025.
Okay, October 2025. Okay. And then these people got
31st. 31.
31st October. Thank you so much, my brother. Now, Nigeria was designated as CPC, and these people got 4.5 million naira on December 12th. That couldn't stop the bombing. So it means that it was after the designation of Nigeria as CPC That was when the Nigerian terrorist government said, wow, this is no more a child's play. We have to, according to the report from Patrick Smith, they jumped out when Donald Trump threatened them because they know what follows any country that has been designated as CPC. And with the statement from Donald Trump that they will go into guns a-blazing, they now jumped out of where they were hiding and started to seek for a lobbying firm. Now, let's read the service that this lobbying firm will be providing. Because here is where it gets revealing more. Now it says, please, I want you to follow me line by line. And if you have this service, please just follow me. If I make mistake, please let me know. It says, what are they supposed to do? Let's look at the contract, their purpose there. Assist the Nigerian government through Asta Legal communicating. Through Asta Legal in doing what? Communicating its actions to protect Nigerian Christian communities and maintaining US support in countering West Africa jihadist groups and other destabilizing elements. I'm going to read it again. This is what the lobbying firm will be doing. They will assist the Nigerian government, listen, through Asta Legal that is in Kaduna. And what will they be doing? In communicating its actions to protect Nigerian Christian communities and maintaining US support in countering West Africa jihadist groups and other destabilizing elements. Did you catch that? I hope everybody followed and understood what I'm reading there. If you want me to read it again, please just let me know. I'll read it. Now, he said its actions to protect Nigerian Christian communities. I'm like, for real? Why? And here is where Nigerian lies completely collapsed. Publicly, Nigeria says there is no religious persecution. There is no genocide. They said Christians and Muslims are killed equally by bandits. Oh, this is just farmers-herder conflict, not religious. These are all the statements they made. Anyone claiming genocide is spreading fake news. Hey, yo, we remember. But in the contract that they signed with this DCI group in Washington, D.C., they specifically said, protect Nigerian Christian communities, IES. Not protect all Nigerian communities. Oh, no, they said Nigerian Christian communities. Not protect Muslim and Christian equally. No. Specifically, Christian communities. Do you understand what just happened there? Nigerian government, through Ribadu's office, just admitted in a legal document filed with the US Department of Justice that Christians specifically need protection, meaning that they've been targeted. You see, they cannot use English and confuse me. And I know they cannot use English and confuse congresspersons there. They cannot use English and confuse any of us because they think that we don't read. We should begin to read and underline any statement that these people are making because they've contradicted themselves. And I know that our lobbyists have also understood what they are doing. They have hanged themselves. You see, they have just justified that the government needs to communicate its action to protect them, meaning that there is active persecution that needs to be addressed. They have also, through Ribadu, admitted that US support depends on this. You see, meaning if America knows Christians are being, America knows Christians are being slaughtered. So now, US support depends on this because America knows Christians are being slaughtered. So this is an admission of guilt in writing. Now it is on paper. This is not the one that said, oh, it was a slip of tongue. No, it is on paper, black and white. They can also keep it in archives so anybody can make reference to it. So if you now ask, why they only mention Christian, not Muslim? You see, when President Trump and US lawmakers accused Nigeria of Christian genocide, Nigeria gave their own response that Trump was wrong. I'm going to read it exactly as they said. Tuga, their foreign minister, said, Trump is wrong. Muslims are also being killed by bandits. This is not a religious persecution. It is a criminal violence affecting everyone equally. And he went on international media saying, this Tuga, the narrative that Christians are being persecuted is false and divisive. Bandits kill both Christians and Muslims indiscriminately. But then, Nigeria goes to Washington and hires lobbyists with a contract that specifically mentions protecting Christian communities, not Muslim communities. Because they know, Nigeria know very well that American lawmakers focus on Christian persecution because their constituents are Christians. So the evidence of Christian-specific targeting is overwhelming when they tell you that 72% of Christians killed globally are murdered in Nigeria. So it is undeniable. So they need to convince President Trump administration that they are protecting Christians to avoid military intervention, to avoid economic sanctions, to avoid, to avoid loss of US military aid and designation as state sponsor of terrorism. That is what they are doing. So they crafted the contract to specifically address Christian communities. But they fell into that trap because by specifically these are all what I was just looking at. I said, oh, these people, they don't know how to lie. Because by specifically mentioning protecting Christian communities in the contract, they have legally admitted that Christian communities need special protection. They've also admitted that the threats are significant enough to require US assistance. That's what they've accepted. Meaning it's not just random banditry anymore as they claimed before. They've admitted that Nigeria's action need to be communicated to Americans. You see? Meaning that there is a doubt about whether Nigeria is actually protecting Christians. They've also admitted that maintaining US support depends on demonstrating protection of Christians. So this is a legal confession of systematic Christian persecution that they have just done. You see, this language that they want to use grammar and confuse us, like chara, 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 chara. You see, let's just look at it in plain English. It said, communicating its actions to protect Nigerian Christians. If I want to translate it, maybe you can translate it in your own way. But what I'm understanding from what they wrote, they communicating its actions to protect Nigerian Christian communication. I translate it as a lie to Americans about the 72% of Christians killed globally being murdered in Nigeria. So indirectly tell them Nigeria is protecting Christians when actually 72% of Christians are killed globally are being killed in Nigeria. And when it says maintaining US support in countering West African jihadist group, in my own translation, it says keep US military aid flowing, let it keep on coming. Even though Nigeria's military is complicit with terrorists, keep the weapons coming. Yes, keep the training coming, keep the money coming, and make sure Americans don't cut off the aid. That is the meaning of what they are telling Americans. This is what really struck me most, and I sat there and said, oh my God. Oh my God, these people have sent a strong coding word to America. They say, other destabilizing elements. Let me quickly, I don't know, should I go back and read what they said? I'm just breaking it down one by one. Let me read the full contract so that we can now connect what I'm saying. He said, this is what the services will be provided. Assist Nigerian government through Asta Legal in communicating its actions to protect Nigerian Christian communities and maintaining US support in countering West Africa jihadists. That is, let the training come and all that. And then other destabilizing what? Elements. They added S to that element. Now, my people, do you see? counter the Biafra Republic government in exile's lobbying. That's what it means. That is the translation I understand there. Other destabilizing elements. This is where we come in. Because the stabilizing element means US. It means us. US should see us as destabilizing elements. You see? Biafran seeking self-determination are members of the destabilizing element that they are saying. Who is this? What is destabilizing? What is destabilizing? Let's go back to English. You destabilize things. You don't allow things to flow the way it's supposed to be. You don't, they put us under that category. So we are among the, my people, wait, let me say that well so that I talk very well. You see, if you go back and look at the trending news since yesterday, you will see that the heading of it is that they are lobbying and getting these lobbies to counter the Biafra Republic government in exile, to fight against our lobbies, to make sure that they silence Biafra Republic government in exile lobbyists. So they purposely classified us under other destabilizing elements. So we are the problem they are paying $9 million to neutralize. That is what it means. So they are panicking because of the awareness of the Biafra Republic government in exile in Washington, D.C. and the deal we have signed. I don't have time. I would have read that, go back to that deal that we signed so that we understand that we have gone far. You see? So why did they sign in Ribadu's name, not Nigeria? Why Ribadu's name? Why? This is the critical thing we really have to pay close. Anything coming out from the terrorist Nigerian government, we need to read it and underline with pencil. Because the contract says, on behalf of Ribadu, and Ribadu we all know is the National Security Advisor, not on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria. It matters a lot. When a contract is signed on behalf of Ribadu instead of the federal government of Nigeria, it means a lot of things. It means plausible deniability. Because if this lobbying now, if their effort goes wrong, which automatically is going to go wrong, America will discover that they are being lied to. They will know. It cannot last. They discovered that they were lying. That was why they bombed them on December 25th December 2025. So if this scandal explodes publicly, which is going to explode, because they are going to carry out investigation. So Nigerian government can easily say, oh, that was Ribadu's personal initiative. We didn't officially authorize it as a government. Ribadu acted on his own. We had no knowledge about it. You know why they will say like this? Because when they bombed Sokoto, what did they say? It was Tinubu that gave the go-ahead. They put all the blame on Tinubu and they started fighting him. Till today, Sultan of Sokoto has not communicated with Tinubu because of the airstrike in Sokoto. They shifted the blame on Tinubu. So now it is on the head of Ribadu. You see? So it is the same tactics that they used in organized crime. You see? Tinubu can claim, I didn't authorize 9 million for lobbies. That was Ribadu. But he knows something about it. You see? It also, the second reason I feel is financial opacity. Where did the money come from? Because if it is Ribadu's contract, the money doesn't have to come from an official government budget line that can be audited. Now, Ogini.
Mazi Emeka, you there?
Hey,
Anyways, he said that he wanted to change
yes.
Emeka, so I don't know, maybe if this is the answer.
Yes, sorry,
Okay.
please go ahead. Sorry, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, I saw the message. So, now, if you go back to what Otto said yesterday, this money is unbudgeted money. Now, look at what is going to happen now. Where did 4.5 million naira come from in December 2025? Because Nigeria economy is collapsing. Naira is worthless. There is inflation, 50% inflation, and we know people are starving. But somehow 4.5 million appeared immediately after Trump threatened military intervention from the same country that they claim they don't have money to fight terrorists. Where did it come from? This is the question people should be asking. A lot of Nigerians they're asking, whose money? If it is Rubadu's contract, did it come? Where did it come from? Could it be that it came from a national security budget, meaning that money was diverted from actual security operations, or a sludge fund controlled by northern governors, or proceeds from oil theft, or terrorist ransom payment? We know that this money, even one person in the north can pay it. Even Shetima can pay, even him, Ribadu, can pay it from his pocket. We will see, we will see later, because he can divert this money from all this region. The last option I thought, could this money come from Organization of Islamic Cooperation funding? Remember, yes, we will go back today. I just pray a time. This space really destabilized me today. We will reach there very soon, because Nigeria is a member of OIC, which has funding mechanism to support member states in protecting Islamic interests. So paying lobbyists to prevent US intervention in Nigeria's Islamization agenda absolutely qualifies them to gather together and raise this money. That is, if Ribadu will say he doesn't have the money, because it is all about Islamization. It is an Islamization agenda, not a national agenda. That is why it is signed with Ribadu, on behalf of Ribadu. This is the third reason. Because if you look at the key players, let's look at it. This is my belief, and I don't know. The players, we have Ribadu, National Security Advisor, Muslim from a northern part of Nigeria. I think Adamawa State, if I'm not mistaken. We have the Esther Legal Law Firm that is based in Kaduna, northern Nigeria, predominantly a Muslim city. We have the director of this Esther Legal who signed the contract, Oyetunji Olalekon. He is the one that signed this contract. Why is a Kaduna-based law firm handling this instead of a Lagos firm? Lagos is Nigeria's commercial capital, we know. Why is Ribadu's name on it instead of federal government? Because this is the Northern Islamic establishment protecting their agenda. Islamization of Nigeria, not defending Nigeria as a whole. So Christian Southerners are being massacred, but the non-Muslim is spending 9 million to tell America everything is fine. If you now look at DCI group and President Trump connection, because the contract was signed by Justin Peterson, and he is the DCI group's managing partner. He's a prominent Republican strategist and very close ally to President Trump. These people feel that if they, expose this thing, and that we begin to panic and say, oh, we've lost it. No, we are winning. Because if they were that effective, there is no way that they would have bombed Sokoto. US would have bombed Sokoto on December 25. You see, there are other people in their team. Doug Davenport is in their team. He's a senior advisor who worked with Trump in 2016, even till 2024. We have Roger Stone, a very close ally. So Nigerians specifically chose DCI group because they have direct access to President Trump. But you cannot deceive him. That is why Patrick Smith said you cannot predict Trump's administration. You cannot predict his outcome. Patrick already is panicking because of the influence of the Biafra Republic government in exile lobbies. It's just I did not want to open it in the public that Biafra is winning. Because when they ask him, is it a sign of a weakness? He say, others are doing it. Because he knows we are winning. So whether you are you are close to Trump or not, so what has to be done will be done. Because he is there to save life. He doesn't look at anybody's face. After all, his in-law was the one in charge of a African Arab Kiniko advisor to him. His in-law is marrying his daughter. But did he look at his face when he sent a strike? He did not. Did he look at his face when he designated Nigeria CPC? He did not. He's not there for sentiment. Because people's lives are at stake. So it doesn't matter how close you are. He needs sincerity and transparency. Now, if you look at the timeline of this panic, you will see that October 31st, as our brother has fully confirmed, Trump designated Nigeria CPC. And November 1st, he threatened to send US troops, guns are blazing into Nigeria. Let's look at November 22nd. Ribadu now rushes to Washington, D.C. We heard it from Smith for emergency meeting with US defense. We saw the video. Is all the military chiefs, all Congress persons. He rushed and went there. And December 12th, Nigeria now say, okay, because what he was doing, he was lobbying to know who is close to Trump. Who are those that are forming, have good lobbying firm that are close to Trump. So immediately he got that confirmation. He said, okay, Bagam, DCI group, you are the best. Take 4.5 million upfront payment. Because they bribed their ways in every angle. And on December 17, bam, contract was signed. Those people said, no, give me the money first. They collected the money. And they went and slept. And the United States surprised them on December 25th with airstrike. And January 2026, Biafra Republic government in exile announces our new lobbying contract with Washington and Madison LLC. You see, and January 14, African Report exposed the full 9 million lobbying scandal. Do you see the pattern? Nigeria is in full panic mode right now. That's where they are. And they're doing it intentionally to weaken Biafrans. So that when you hear 9 million, you say, hey, no, they're going to pay the balance by July this year. They only gave upfront payment by December. So that news is not new. It is not a new news, but they brought it out to raise panic, to see if they can divert us, to see if they can, diminish our lobbies. So when you hear the amount, Briggy will not say, we cannot cope. We'll see 750,000 monthly. Look at the percentage we are giving. No. No. We are not intimidated. In fact, we gave them another slap on Wednesday with our new prime minister. And they went, shouting here and there, panicking the more, like one of them now that we've seen in social media, coming back to claim Briggy that she climbed the stage in Latifunda and said she has dissolved Briggy. You see? And it did not end there. So what did Frank Kuto did? He came out and testified before US Congress, exposing all the lies on January 14. Frank said, I am a Nigerian researcher at the University of Oklahoma and a survivor of June 2025 Yele water massacre in Benue State. So he said, I'm here in front of you, US Congress. I'm standing in front of you. And he raised two critical concerns, two great ones. The first concern he raised was Nigerians' effort to downplay the massacre of Christians. And if you watch that video, you will see that they paid serious attention to what he was saying. He told the Congress that Nigerian government is actively engaged in a propaganda campaign to minimize and deny and cover up the systematic massacre of Christians. And he presented evidence from his own village. His own village. He made reference to what happened in June 13, 2025. That Islamic jihadists attack Yelewata starting at 9 p.m. because he is giving a real life testimony as a survivor. He told them how they continued this attack until 1 a.m. and they killed over 200 people. This was the one that this attack that made Pope. What is this Pope name? Pope Leo. Pope Leo was the one that made the whole world to know that there was attack in Nigeria. Nigerian government did not make any press release, nothing, until Pope now brought it to the public. So he said, I'm quoting him directly, he said, they didn't just kill, they erased the village. And those people say, you know what it means to erase a village? He said they destroy water sources, burn clinics, destroy food storage. And he said that he lost multiple family members in that attack. Yes, he told congressmen, told them, Nigeria's response was to call it farmers-headed conflict, not jihadist terrorism, just a land dispute. And they were like, you mean he said yes. Another of his concern was over the 9 million unbudgeted taxpayer funds used by Ribadu. That was the word he gave. Tax, unbudgeted taxpayers fund. You see? Because when you say unbudgeted, it means that the money was not in Nigeria's official budget passed by the National Assembly. It means that this money appeared from somewhere, either diverted from other budgets illegally or it's coming from external sources like OIC. I don't know if I'm making sense here. So he told them, he told the Congress, while Nigerians are starving, while children are being kidnapped, while priests are held hostage, Ribadu's office found 9 million to pay American lobbyists. There is no food, there is no hospital, nothing. That was what he gave. He presented that day to the Congress persons. So this Esther Legal is a legal man. Why the contract doesn't go directly to Nigeria? It is not possible. The contract is between the DCI group and Asta Legal, not between DCI group and Nigerian government. It matters a lot because it creates another layer of deniability. That is what it is creating. If DCI group contracted directly with the federal government of Nigeria, that means every payment would have to be documented in Nigerian official budget. So they know what they are doing. Question will be asked in National Assembly, even though they are all, corrupt politicians. Auditors will trace the money. But going through Asta Legal, which is a private firm, that money, trail will become very, very difficult. Look at what is happening now. Asta Legal will pay DCI Group. Where does DCI Legal get the money from? From Ribadu. Where does Ribadu get the money from? Security budget or private sources given to them. So if you compare that to the Biafra Republic government in exile lobbying arrangement, you will see that Washington and Madison LLC contract directly with Briggy. There is no middleman with us. No shello, nothing. Clean, transparent, documented. So Frank too specifically mentioned this advantage in his testimony. Briggy lobbyists don't have to go through anyone, unlike DCI group that has to pass through Asta Legal because they must take commission. So right now it means that Asta Legal group has become a billionaire self in Nigeria, using that same Nigeria because they are working hand in hand. So this transparency work in our favor. It shows we have nothing to hide. That's what it means. Nigeria has everything to hide. Why would they go through a third party? So before I go to where the money really comes from, I will pause here because I want us to, deliberate on this before we dig deep where this money is coming from. Why would a government that publicly denies religious persecution privately sign a legal document explicitly claiming it is protecting Christian communities? We are going to use this to, give our submission. So if you can answer the question, fine. Why would a government that they came out publicly and deny religious persecution, why would they now go privately sign a legal document explicitly claiming that it is protecting Christian communities? So I don't know who is there to, my co-host, are you there?
Yeah, yes, I'm here to talk. I think we should move the mic to MID Brigade. MID Brigade. MID Brigade, are you there, sir? Please, am I coming out? Tutors, am I coming out, please?
Yes, you are coming out loud and clear.
Oh, all right, then let's move the mic a little bit. It's like MID Brigade somehow distracted over there. MID Brigade, if you can hear the sound of my voice, can you unmute yourself? All right, Mwoba Uchenna, are you there? Mwoba Uchenna. You can mute yourself if you're there. Unmute yourself. Okay. It's like no one is all right. Okay, okay. I've seen your reaction. You're not free to speak now. Tutos, tutors.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
you should just round up and then maybe we take the people on the mic later. Just
Okay.
round up, please.
I should continue.
Yes, continue. No one is ready to speak now. I think you should just
Okay.
continue. Oh, wait. What about Chen? Are you there?
We can't hear you, Uchenna Nwaba. Tutors, you can go ahead. Not. Oh, can you hear Nwaba Uchenna?
No, I cannot hear him.